This is going to be a rambling, a rant, but I want to talk about this particular subject. But first things first, I do this for me, for venting purposes, and if you don't like it, please get the fuck off my channel. I'm not doing this for praise nor accolades. Now back to the subject at hand. I want to talk about the main reason, one of the reasons. Actually, it's not just one, but many reasons why family reunions ain't the same no more. Some reasons are like unresolved. The main reason is, in my opinion, the main reason why you know there's not too many family reunions like it was years ago is because of unresolved family issues, which is the truth. Unresolved family issues, and many people want to sweep things under the rug, and it shouldn't be like that. We should not sweep things under the rug, because if it's not going to be solved, guess what? The clutter is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So in order for you to solve the problem, we cannot sweep things under the rug. We have to face things as they are and create solutions to those problems. So that's like the main issue in my honest opinion. And also other issues too, like for example, you can't make people like you. So if they don't like you, whether it's family or friends, relatives, strangers, whatever, people don't like you, they just don't like you. So you just move on. And another reason too why family reunions ain't the same like they used to be, because of the fakeness. Many people, even family and friends and all that stuff, motherfuckers just tend to be fake and phony. So why would you want to deal with people that's fake and phony towards you? You might as well go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go somewhere else where people would, respect you, not just tolerate you. What's that old saying? Go somewhere where you appreciate it and not tolerate it. Well, there you go. And I realize, and it all boils down to what I've been saying before, man. When it comes to these family reunions and all that stuff, of course, like I said, the main reason is unresolved family issues. And also, like I said before, we have to look within ourselves and make changes. Like I said before, we don't need to change the world. What we need to do is look in the mirror and make changes within ourselves. It's more than just money. It's our behavior. It's how we treat one another. It's our behavior. And it made me realize, man, this is not a black thing. This is not a white thing. This is a human perspective. And this is a human problem. You know what I'm saying? We was never taught to look within the mirror and make changes within ourselves. You know, it's like people, here's my pet peeve about people too. It's like when people know that you're struggling or have issues with certain components of your life, they would literally bring that up and try to make you up as the bad guy. But in actuality, you're not the bad guy. And in actuality, you're not even thinking about those people because you're so focused on yourself, not trying to bother anybody. You're just trying to focus on yourself. See, I realize, man, people, this revolves around family, so-called family, and so-called friends and relatives and all that stuff. What pisses me off is that people always got to have something to talk about. But what they need to do is need to talk about themselves. Instead of pulling out other people's dirty laundry, they need to talk about their own dirty laundry as well. It also made me realize that people sure do have a way with words when it comes to talking about other people's dirty laundry, but when it comes to themselves, they think they're squeaky clean, or they think that their problems are lesser than or don't matter, but it does matter. See, like they always say, we love to point the finger. We'll always love to point the finger at everybody else, but not at our damn selves. And those, like, in my honest opinion, those like one of the main reasons why family reunions are not as popular as it is today. And plus, when it comes to the new generation, how gotta put this? The new generation nowadays, they don't respect family bonds, no family values. See, the old school generation does. They understand the value of holding together, of holding things together. But the new generation, they don't want to deal with that shit. And I know why they don't want to deal with that shit, because like I said, the main reason is unresolved family issues. And you cannot sweep things on the rug. See, that's the main problem with the old school generation. They love to sweep things under the rug. They don't want to face the problem for what it is. They don't want to solve the problem. In order for you to solve the problem, we have to create solutions. We got to take that medicine. And like they say, medicine don't taste good. But in order for you to get rid of that illness, to get rid of that problem, you have to take that medicine. We have to accept the truth for what it is and move on with our lives. You know, like I said, the old generation and the new generation, both of y'all, listen, both groups, I'm gonna be real with you. Both motherfucking groups have problems. There's some things that I respect with the old school, and there's some things that I respect with the new school. So when it comes to the old school, my problem is they like to sweep things under the rug. But when it comes to when it comes to the new school, their problem is they don't respect the old ways. They don't respect some of the old ways and how we stay together as a strong unit. You know what I'm saying? Because the new school, like the younger generation, is like they don't like I said before, they don't respect some of the old ways. And I'll be real with you, man. If it wasn't for the old school ways, a lot of us wouldn't even be here right now. A lot of us would have never got the chance to know our existing cousins and family members and all that stuff, man. It's because of the old school. What can I say, man? I wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't pave the way. And that is the truth. That is the truth. And like I said before, the old school definitely has some problems too. But like I said, at the same time, it's up to the old school to teach the new. There's another problem too. There's another problem that I have with the old school. The old school has to teach the new school on how to maintain family bonds. They have to teach that. And the new school, my problem with the new school is that the new school don't want to listen to that. See, they're very disrespectful. But in order for them to keep the family intact, they have to listen and accept some of the rules and regulations that the old school have paved the way for us. You get what I'm saying? The old school, the new school have to listen and respect some of the old ways that the old school have paved the way for us. You get what I'm saying? We have to listen and respect their traditions, some of their old ways. But overall, though, man, like I said before, when it comes to these family reunions and all that stuff, man, um, like I said, there's many issues, but like the main issue, in my honest opinion, is unresolved family issues, and also the fakeness and all that stuff. It just is what it is. But the very main issue that a lot of family reunions don't is not as popular as it was like back years ago is because of unresolved family issues, and those need to be tackled immediately. Because if they don't, your family nuclei, your family tribe or whatever, will cease to exist because we never had the chance to get to know each other and make bonds with each other. And that's all I got to say, man. That's all I got to say about that. But, in honesty, though, man, like, for example, if you don't get along with your family members, if they don't like you or something like that, it's best to do your own thing. Let them do their thing. You do your thing. And it's very sad and it's very unfortunate. And you know what, too? What I just said right there is very prevalent in America. I don't know how it is when it comes to overseas or other countries and all that stuff, but it's so prevalent in America. It is very prevalent in America, especially just especially when it comes to Black Americans. I realize that in the Western culture, aka America, a lot of families are not intact. A lot of American families are not intact because the way how the order and the structure of America, like the way how things are in America, like the way how things are structured in America, is like America does not promote family values. America is all about the bottom line. America is all about the dollar. America can care less about family values and all that stuff. They only care about making money. That's why many foreigners like to move over to America because America is the land of opportunity. And what I mean by opportunity, I'm talking about financial opportunity. That's it. They can care less about family values and all that shit. They only care about the almighty dollar, and that's about it. And that's very sad and very unfortunate, but that's how it is in America. And that's why America does not promote family values, which is very sad and very, to tell you the truth, is very dangerous. Because you have so many people that are lost, they're depressed, they're sad, they're hurt, they're full of anger because the way how things are structured in America. But like I said before, it's more than just an American structural type of thing. It all boils down to ourselves. We have to look in the mirror and make changes within ourselves, man. Even me. I can't just point the finger at everybody else all the time because I realize sometimes, not all the time, sometimes the problem can be me. The problem can be you. But overall, sometimes the problem can be ourselves. And we have to own that shit. And not just own it, but also make corrections within ourselves so we won't do it again. But like the old saying goes, though, man, many people will never change. Many people will never change. And you know what? It's best to leave them where they at. It's best to leave people where they at. And I ain't talking about as far as financial gains. I'm talking about as far as behavior. Because I met so many people who got money and all that stuff, got their own shit, got their own car, got a career going and all that stuff, money. They doing good. They're doing well. They doing well off financially. But damn, man, it's their behavior. Their behavior is something else. It's the way how they treat people. You know what I'm saying? It's the way how they treat people. It's the way how they treat people. I ain't talking about, let alone their family, but how they treat other strangers and just other people in general. A lot of these people's actions are very deplorable. Their behavior is very deplorable, and it doesn't like. And there was a quote what Jay-Z said a long time ago on one of his songs. He said, and I quote, "You paid for school, but you can't buy class." That is so true. Jay-Z was right. Even though I don't agree with Jay-Z and his practices when it comes to the business, when it comes to the music industry and all that stuff, but there was one thing that I agree with. When it comes to many people, you pay for school, but you can't buy class. You may have the money to get into that class, but guess what? You may have the money to get into that in that environment, but guess what? You was never raised up. You was never born in that type of environment. You get what I'm saying? You may have the money to be in that type of society, but you was never born and raised in that society. So, like you said before, you paid for school, you paid to get in that institution, but you can't buy class because you was never raised in that type of environment. So you don't have that type of class. You don't have that type of structure within you. You know what I'm saying? Either you got it or you don't. Plain and simple. And that's all I gotta say about that, man. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, man. So when it comes to family reunions, man, it's unresolved family issues that we have to, deal with. And also, like I said before, we have to look within ourselves and make changes. And also, if people don't like you for who you are, hey, just move on. You know what I'm saying? You can't make people like you. You know what I'm saying? Let alone family, friends, relatives, whatever. They don't like you, just move the fuck on. And that's about it. And that's all I gotta say about that, man. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, man. So I thank you so much and have a good day.